Hi Joel, welcome to the Pro Squash Challenge here at St George's Hill. You looking forward to your match against Charlie Lee?
Yeah, it should be good, yeah. It's what a lot of players have needed this. We've had a league running. It's the only one we've had in the UK and a lot of players have needed it. So it's, yeah, it should be good. Good to get involved, yeah. First call up tonight.
And you used to train with Charlie?
Yeah, we've done a bit over the years. Nothing, I think we've played in competition maybe once, but yeah. We've done a bit together over the last couple of years. We've played quite a few times, yeah.
Great, and what about the Blackpool next week?
Yeah, feeling good. Had a good training block. I mean, there's not much else to do at the moment. We've been training hard, so yeah, good gym work, good hitting, and ready to go. Feeling good, but it's always different when you play a proper competitive match. But yeah, that's what tonight's great for. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Great. And what about the Welsh squad? Have they been able to get together at all?
We haven't done anything yet. We've got doubles towards the end of March. So when I come back from Blackpool, we'll start doing a bit of the doubles. I know the English guys have been playing the last couple of weeks, so yeah, we're looking to get a few doubles matches in against those guys, and I think a few of the Scottish pairs are coming down as well, so yeah, we should be doing a bit there as well.
You mentioned doubles, that's part of the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, building up to that, yeah.
Very local for you, right on the doorstep in Birmingham.
Yeah, it should be, yeah, it should be quite different compared to the Gold Coast a few years ago. Yeah, it'll be the first one we're playing doubles again since then, so sort of starts building up the doubles from now on, so yeah, we're trying to work out a few pairings and see where we are against English guys and who can qualify, so yeah, should be good.
And a medal there, how much would that mean?
Yeah, it'd be massive, yeah. I just lost out obviously last time coming fourth, a couple of tight 3-2s in there which I'd love to turn over this time, so yeah, bit of home support will help and it'd be nice, yeah, I should be going into one of the higher seeds, so a medal there'd be massive, yeah.
Great, all the best for tonight. Cheers, and for the Blackpool.
Great,
and
thank you.
longer term for the Commonwealth Games.
Cheers, thanks.
And Charlie, up tonight against Joel Makin, world number 9. Big match for you, certainly the biggest match for a while. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, really excited. It's obviously going to be a great test and a good marker of where I am. Yeah, he's obviously a fantastic player and his ranking proves that. So yeah, I'm just really excited and want to give a good account of myself.
Just mentioned to Joel about the Commonwealth Games. Do you fancy yourself as an outsider for possibly getting into that?
I don't know, I might need a few tournaments first. You know, it might be a bit of a long shot with it coming around so quickly and, you know, this pandemic going on a bit longer than we all expected. Sadly, I'm stuck down the rankings a bit, but who knows, anything could happen. I've got to just keep playing, and if I keep training hard and getting results that, you know, show I'm doing well, then who knows what could happen, but just focused on playing a tournament first and foremost, probably.
Yeah. Well, when do you see the PSA Tour getting back to relative normal in Europe?
Hopefully soon. I mean, obviously it seems like the UK is doing quite well with the vaccine. Obviously we've been quite hard done by in terms of a lack of tournaments with the way things have panned out. But yeah, I mean, I look back at some things that we said last summer and we were all saying we'd be back in September 2020. It won't be too long, but obviously here we are now in March 2021 and still haven't played a PSA tournament, so I don't want to make any predictions, but let's say hopefully soon.
All the best for tonight and for the next few months.
Thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to St George's Hill for the Pro Squash Challenge Series clash between Joel Makin, the world number 9 from Wales, and Charlie Lee, former English junior champion, a player who's reached number 82 in the world. Joel Makin setting off proceedings at St George's Hill, bouncing the ball a few times, just waiting for the referee to be ready. Serves a backhand serve, flips the side wall, looking to get into his familiar pattern of play. Looks like a stroke for Charlie Lee early on. Very loose shot from Joel, but as is often the case in the first rally, referees sometimes don't give a stroke where they might when they're warmed up, and that was an obvious stroke for Joel to open the scoring. Good length from Charlie. Followed up by a superb, slightly held fake drop. The young Englishman showing his attacking prowess there with another volley drop winner. So start jostling for position up and down the backhand wall. And this time a different type of volley, a cut cross court fade away from Joel Makin. Desperate retrieving from Lee. Makin trying to regain control, this time up and down the forehand side. That's the right shot from Charlie Lee. Not quite definite enough execution. 2-3. Players hitting a mixture of dying length into the back of the service box and a slightly longer length. Another error from Lee, slightly off balance. Trying to surprise Makin with a backhand drop. Parity in the first game, 3-3. Slightly mixed start from both players as they try and find their way in this match. Good kill attempt from Lee. Followed up by a sensible drop shot. Makin looking for control. There. All given. Slightly fortuitously for Charlie. Getting a little tighter now. Both players find their way. Powerful cross-court hitting, breaking play up. Lee looking to attack. And the limited opportunities that a player of Makin's calibre gives to him. Unstructured rally. Makin quick out of the way, but meant he was susceptible to the wrong footing by Charlie Lee. The chopped cross-court faded drive. Players moving well. Now in the middle of March, the court here at St George's Hill has warmed up quite a bit from some of the previous battles. This is a fast pace. This player's cutting the ball off when they can. Clearing well. Using a bit of variety. Great shot from Joel. Effortless retrieval from Joel. It's an excellent rally. Just rallied the match so far. He's been forced again to take the ball in the back of the service box. And that time he probably made the wrong decision, letting it go a little bit deep. Had a chance to play it a tiny bit earlier. That's the pressure that the higher ranked player often puts on the lower ranked one. Parity in the score though at 4-4. Nobody overly dominant at the moment. Good length from Makin, followed up with a drop shot. So note the drop just clipped the sidewall, making it easier for Charlie to play. Joel looking to dominate. He does so well in that backhand area. Charlie keeping him away from there, putting up on the forehand quite a bit, and then switching suddenly to his backhand. Whips in a both. Nice variety from Charlie, lobbing under pressure. Another good rally. This time it's Makin who lobs. Shot selection is so important. I can get retrievals now and making it look easy. Interesting little post from Charlie. Regroups. Steadily up and down the wall. Joel loose there, but Charlie not sure he was going to get a stroke, so he plays it. Constructive rally, but hard work. A little bit loose, slight chance for Makin, doesn't quite take it. Really burying Joel back. Slight chance to attack there, but he preferred to keep the rally going. Still 4-all. And a brilliant rally. Took glass the way the pace is changing. Players clearing well, and a brilliant squeeze from Joel Makin. Those balls on the glass court really cling to the sideball. It's the reflective dots that keep the light in the court, add to the grippiness of the walls. First lazy shot from Lee, just slightly languid. 6-4 to Joel Makin. And then a little bit of a scrape, and he knew it, and let Charlie finish the point. Charlie keeping in touch. 5-6. Serving from the left. He chooses to do that. Since the English closed. He's worked hard on clearing on the backhand side, and that's been a definite improvement, both in his match with Rui Soares last week, which he won to set up this encounter, and so far today. Players, good techniques. Charlie works with Robert Owen, based in Birmingham, and Joel Makin had a long period of time coached and influenced by him. And that was a fantastic backhand volley drop. Gluing to the wall, staying fairly short. 6-all in the first game. Not much in it so far. Great cross-court chopped short volley from Joel Makin. Well balanced on the tee. Watching the ball intensely. Moved very quickly out of the way there, having slightly misjudged it. Strong on that tee. Another chopped cross-court volley. Both players are using that a lot. And Joel thought he'd done enough there. Wry smile. Ooh. Somehow Charlie won that point. Got to ride your luck. Could turn against you at any time. So 7-6. Scramble. Put himself in all sorts of trouble here, Charlie, but just managed to recover. See his desperation for the 8-6 lead, but didn't quite come off, and he ended up giving Joel the front. Possibly could have got that last shot. And he sees it back here, probably. I think he should have run for that. 7-all. And consummate winner. Cross-court volley, Nick. Nice to see it. Here at St George's Hill. First one of the night. Pace has gone up again. Oh, and this time Joel moves back to the middle, but that's unfortunately for him, Charlie's line to the ball. And that's a stroke or a point. Some people call it when your line is blocked by your opponent. 8-all. Charlie Lee. Looked like he cleared there, so sensible there. Makes his serve a bit higher this time. But setting, making up. Too much time on the ball for Joel. Sneaks into a 9-8 lead in this well-contested first game. Great retrieval from Joel. Charlie asking questions of him, moving him around the court. Pretty much matching him shot for shot. A high quality rally up and down the forehand. A lot of pro play takes place up and down the backhand. Quite a lot of variety in this match. He's going for the short flick. Great counter drop. Quite exploit the situation there, Charlie. But well in the rally. Now he's being held. Fortunate. Didn't hold his footing too well as he played that shot. And Joel Makin 2 game balls in the first. Again, fencing for position up and down the backhand side. Nice tight width, and Makin gets in front. Could Charlie have gone for that? Maybe. But blocked out a little bit in a perfectly legitimate way by Joel. So Joel Makin, 1 love up, 11-8, well contested, but the game slipped away from Charlie Lee towards the end. So the Pro Squash Challenge has helped players get much needed match practice and gain some well earned remuneration during these COVID pandemic times. Charlie Lee's fortunate to be sponsored by Ampito and Victor Rackets, and he's proudly wearing his new kit, brandishing the Ampito brand, and also Eriswell Capital Management, who sponsored an earlier match in the Pro Squash Challenge series. And Eriswell are proud to announce that they're launching a new wealth management service with an exceptionally fair fee structure. So watch this space. And we wish them all the best with their launch. Joel Makin back on court first. Getting some shot practice. Maybe not that one. That's the one he wants. Unlucky to miss out on a medal in the last Commonwealth Games, as you'll hear from his interviews. He's looking forward to the next one right on his doorstep in Birmingham. He'll certainly be gunning for a medal. James Willstrop, the current holder of the gold medal, current Commonwealth Games champion, will be there, as will Paul Cole. Great shot from Lee. Both players using that carved backhand volley, cross court, shortish volley with a lot of cut. Great effect today. Good variety. Most of the cross courts hitting the sideball. Good thing for the amateurs to see. Charlie Lee starting very positively. He needs to front run to give himself a real chance. Here. Joel Makin making his debut in the Pro Squash Challenge Series. Could have had a stroke there. But decides to play the ball. He's so far doing well with these long, exceptionally hard rallies. Great drop shot from Makin. Pulling a point back. 1-2. Yeah, the tough rallies that Makin can play consistently day in, day out in big tournaments. Be hard for Lee to cope with, but he needs to hit a few winners like that. Great forehand kill. Relatively safe shot. Good margin for error, but it's still got to be well executed to make a winner. Nice use of cross court. Cut again. It's done off the floor. Lee moving himself well out of the way. Both players attacking the front backhand. Chance for Joel to attack there. As I was saying, with cross courts. If you're going to use a cross court, it's got to be wide. Both players doing that. Lee going for the 3-wall post. Speciality of coach Robert Owens during his time on the pro career. Charlie stitched himself up there a little bit, but probably could have reached it. He should have pushed through and tried to play it. Just for a kill off the serve, and then follows it up with a formidable cross-court backhand volley nick. Here at St George's, taking a shot very much, even though it's warmed up a bit. Probably the perfect temperature for match play today, because it's got a fast front wall. Receives a shot well too. Joel giving Charlie a little bit of an opening. He wasn't quite aggressive enough. Joel slightly overhit cross-court, and then a little bit tame on the forehand drop shot. A little bit pushy and not definite enough. Both players cutting the ball off when they can. One thing with volleying is that when you volley, it's comfortable and you can clear. You don't put yourself out of position through volleying. Good example of when to volley there from Lee. Goes for that nick again. Tried to get it 2 or 3 times in a row. He just missed. Popped out. Another really good quality rally. Lee strolling, moving well. And that balance between intensity of movement, intensity of play and relaxation is always difficult. A sort of rat-a-tat, what touch from Makin there. Beautiful, feathery touch. Proving that he has all the shots there. And that his shot selection and when to use them is absolutely crucial. He did that really well. Left that so short at the front. 4 all in the second. 1 love to Joel. Goes for the Australian post. And a scoop. Admitted 2. That's when the ball carries on the strings and it's technically a double hit. 5-4 to Lee. Tennis style serve. Just about gets out of the way of that ball. Good drop. Forcing the weak push up. Jan Khan used to do that, and then Charlie managing to squeeze, making out. Notice how Joel returned those good drops of Charlie Lee by pushing them up in the air, giving himself hours, and saying, go on, you hit another good shot. That time he favours the lob as the preferred method of defence. Puts it up, sort of a tacking lob. And that time a much longer lob to just regroup. Lee almost flirting with the lines. Plenty of height. And that was a good return. Drop from Charlie Lee. Rat-a-tat rally at the front. Earning him a 7-4 lead. This is impressive. Gives the ball a good smash tennis style on his serve. Relieve the pressure with a lob. It wasn't quite good enough. And Joel Makin slotting that nick at a vital time. 5-7, Makin back in hand. Snatchy return from Charlie. The younger player, desperate to push the score along his way and ending up making an unforced error. Needs to regroup now because it's 6-7. Making within 1 point. Yeah. Another one Charlie won't be so happy with. Possibly could have got that. Boxed himself out. And that's the second unforced error. Just a little bit mentally errant. Needs to regroup. Snapped his shot again, but got out of the way really well. Joel Makin in the position he loves, dominating the tee, working the ball up and down the backhand side. Plays a great cross court. There's that shot again. Interesting because Makin likes to play up and down the backhand side. Strength of Charlie Lee's is the backhand too, but Joel playing to his strengths. Now he's got the 2-point cushion. He needs to stay in touch. To have a hope of getting this game. Back on the front foot, Lee. Slightly languid post. Chose to try and wrong foot Joel there. Didn't work. And that time he manages to wrong foot him. Honest admission. A double bounce by Joel. Charlie back in hand at 8-9. Using the backhand serve, and he's hit the little jam you often get on glass courts between the sidewall. I thought Joel may have got that, but obviously not. Not quite ready. 9-all. Joel Makin regroups. Gonna go again. Big point. Both players. Ooh. Could have been a stroke. There's no reviews here. It's given us a let. Interesting in the PSA tour. Probably dropped by Charlie Lee. Goes for the slam dunk. Sampras style. Doesn't come off. Great control of the tee. Follow up, that's not quite good enough. Snatched a little at that drive, but high intensity again. Good quality. Joel switching the play onto the forehand. Just taking the tee over a little bit. This rally is taking its toll. sure what he's given there. That was a point to Joel. Charlie Lee not clearing enough on his backhand. He's been doing very well on that so far today, but that was a vital time to clear. All the pressures on him now. 1-love down. Lifts it. Joel goes for the nick. Charlie goes for the trickle boast at the front. Fencing for position once again. Up and down. Chance for Lee. I thought he cleared that. It wasn't the best of shots. It was an edgy. Joel thinks he should have a stroke. A dramatic clearance from Charlie Lee.
For me, that was a winning shot. And now,
Looks like it's going to be a.
10-0. You're giving a let.
Looks like it's going to be a let.
10-9. Game ball.
Still better to play a let if unsure than give the wrong decision. In the meantime, the ball's gone a little bit cold. The players having another warm up. Joel Makin, 10-9, game ball in the second game. 1-love up. It's England's Charlie. He goes for the kill. All four corners of the court being well used here, and a loose shot off Makin's length. Joel unable to capitalise. Blocks it out a little bit legitimately again. Holding the tee beautifully. Lee spraying it, needs to lob, does well. Gives Makin an angle though, but it's regrouped. Another good rally. Nice cross court from Joel. Wonderful use of the cross court by both players. Lee goes for the nick post. Didn't come off. Inches from coming off. Joel puts in the trickle boast. The modern trickle boast. A narrower shot than the past. Talked about that in the last match. The players of old tended to play it a little bit further across at the front. Of course, we've got the lower tin now, which has the effect it's now a 17-inch tin. In the old days, it was a 19-inch tin, and it's remained that way for amateurs. But the effect of lowering the tin by 2 inches, in effect, makes the court 2 feet longer. So that means the players have to cover more ground to the front of the court. And it's certainly had the effect of making play more exciting. You see more little rat-a-tat rallies at the front and quick, interesting, more top spin and nudged drops from below the height of the tin as players scramble right up the front of the court. Difficult to play those with a 19-inch tin effectively. So it's certainly has made the game faster and spectator-wise more exciting. As TV's improved, TV coverage has improved. Definitely made it better as well, getting the right camera angles. Interested to hear your comments on the camera angles. Both players back in court. In court, on court. Joel Makin has a commanding 2-love lead, which you'd expect from a player of his stature. 9 in the world. The young pretender Charlie Lee from the home club, St George's Hill. Beautiful club in Surrey, England. The game starts with a good rally. An unforced error from Charlie. Joel opens the scoring. Not so many unforced errors by either player. Very few. A couple of crucial times from Lee in the second game, making the advantage. Good shot. getting that blend of attack and defence and safety and caution as opposed to kind of adventurous play. Good tight drop from Joel Makin, giving him a 2-love lead. Charlie Lee unable to clear as well as he would have liked. Playing the drop off the return of serve, volley drop, but with plenty of margin, going for the grippy shot. Good footwork from Lee in the middle. That one was slightly tame and that was slightly rushed on the volley. But Joel unable to capitalise. Again, tremendous variety of length. Making jumping over to claim that, but Charlie Lee may be feeling the effects of a hard rally, but didn't attempt to go and get that, but he possibly could have. Clearance. 3-love down, slightly tentative on the ball. Wondering where his next point's coming from, Charlie Lee, but gaining control of the centre again. Forces the loose shot from Joel. And he's on the scoreboard in the third. Impressive performance so far. Joel Makin just nicking each game at the business end. That chop drop again, chop volley drop. Fantastic length of Charlie Lee. Once more putting him back in touch. Long way to go though. 2-3. Three or four shots down the forehand side and 3 or 4 down the backhand. Once again, great variety even to the back of the court. Great length from John. See how he held on the middle there, forcing Charlie to run the other side. Unable to capitalise. Good boast from Joel Makin. Good squeeze from Charlie Lee with a backhand drop shot being very effective today. Playing it with composure. 3-all. Backhand serve. He can keep his eye on the ball at all times. Favoured by a lot of the top pros. Good angle. KG rally up and down the backhand. Joel Makin clearing excellently. Playing the right shot at the right time. Always looking for the chance to attack, but quite happy to pin Lee back. For the most part, Lee's been patient too. Desperate lunge to get it off the back wall, and did so with a back wall boast. Good love. Slower drop. Really excellent rally. This will be hard. Joel Makin will be feeling it too. He won't be showing it. He's obviously a little bit under physical pressure because he's lifting sensibly, trying to regroup, holding and pushing back again. A relaxed drop, tries to flick Joel across court, but Joel's having none of it, and then again another relaxed but definite shot from Charlie, gives him a 4-3 lead. She needs third game 2-love down, the last chance saloon, flirting with the line again, giving himself time. That's a great drop shot and really brilliant retrieval from Joel Makin. He has a chance to maybe get a stroke, but chose to play it.
Out. Yeah, to be
That
played
ball
on the
faded into the
court,
back
please,
corner
play. I'm not sure about the out.
and forced the error.
Not sure about the out there. Play point again, please. It's 4-3 from the left.
Lee edges ahead. 4-3 in the third game here at St George's Hill. And we have the Channel Vass Championship. And home to the 2018 Premier Squash League champions. Joel Makin getting on to the slightly push drop of Charlie Lee very quickly. That's the first cheap shot from Lee for a while. Shame, because he had a good momentum going. Keeping the flow, a really important part of professional squash. Just lost it a little there, but he's regrouped well after an error during this match. And that just clipped the tin from Joel. 5-all. 2-love to Joel Makin. He goes for bodyline serve. Combination play. Good serve, deep serve, followed by the lobs. Just about scraped up by Lee. Making attacks. Lee showing slight signs of weariness. Got to dig deep into his reserves. This is what you train for. These painful training sessions simulate what's going on here. So I'm making it look like an uncharacteristic miss, but he's saying that he clipped Charlie Lee. Maybe wanting the stroke there, but just getting a lap. 6-5, Joel Makin. Good straight return from Charlie Lee. Ball clipped the sidewall, giving the Makin the advantage. He was able to stay in front. He regrouping. Makin moving around very quickly. Holding and making. I think that's a hard movement to make. You go all the way forward, then you push back again. Really having enough maturity and experience to be able to relieve the pressure time and time again, which is encouraging. Football through the middle of it, but Makin unable to capitalise. Brutal rally, a bit slightly untidy. The lob's not quite high enough, but enough to get them out of trouble. It's a better one. It's the length of this rally, world-class pace. Forcing the error.
7-5.
He just was begging that to be a winner. Charlie there, but it's a forlorn hope. Needed to be played with a bit of margin, but he feared that if he played it with margin, Makin would get it and the rally would continue. And it was a bit painful. 7-5. Joel's serve coming round, giving Charlie an angle. Short post. Again, great variety from both players. That was a tired stretch. The right shot. And then just beginning to show a real attempt by Lee to get that ball. So he's on the ropes a bit. 8-5. 2-love down and 8-5. We'll make him where he wants to be. And then no response in that short rally on the backhand side. 9-5, Joel Makin. As we move closer to the culmination of this part of the challenge series, the champion will be crowned in a month or so. The Shabagis will enter the fray. Marwan against James Wilstrop. That's a good squeeze. Hammered against Declan James. And then Joel will go on to play the winner of Marwan and James Wilstrop. Ahmed El Shabagi plays for the same club in the USL. Lee looking anything he can get out of this as we approach the 45-minute mark. Five match balls for Joel Makin, 10-5. 2-love, 10-5. Boxing out, great get from Lee. Absolutely nothing to lose. Chance for Joel Makin, but he can't put him away. Scrambles it back, Lee. Holds. Now, another desperate return. That's quite good because it's clinging a bit. And a great reaction volley from Lee. Holding strong on the tee. Clawing back a deserved point. And a bit more respectability into the third game score. The first two games were certainly very respectable. 11-8, 11-9. Good serve from Lee. Lifting intelligently. Joel Makin scraping it out. Ooh, and just managing the second chance to take the match. Slightly lucky cross court. Nick that rolled out. Fine effort by Charlie Lee. But in the end, Joel Makin deserved his 3-love victory. 11-8, 11-9, 11-6, 44 minutes. We look forward to seeing you all at the next leg of the Pro Squash Challenge.
Congratulations, Joel, on a fine win there against Charlie Lee. Is that just the sort of match you needed coming into the black ball?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was. I treated it like a proper match, and I went out and I tried to stretch him out. You've got to respect Charlie's squash, and he's smooth around the court, and he doesn't give you much. You know, he's got a great weight of shot, which is what you need on a glass court like that. So it was a perfect sort of practice match you want, really. I tried to settle in and treat it properly and stretch the court out, and then a few openings ended towards the end of the games. It opened up a little bit more, but yeah, it was. I was happy with that. Good quality, I thought.
And what's your draw like in Blackpool?
Yeah, it's tough. I'm in Mohammed's quarter, and he obviously hasn't played a great deal, any tournaments really. So it'll be interesting to see what his form's like. He's been in Egypt for the last couple of weeks, so he's been training there. So, but yeah, there's a lot of tough matches before you get there. There's seeded to meet Kandra or Patrick Rooney first round, which will be an interesting match as well, because that'll be just some open, skillful squash there, so that should be pretty good. And then to play Mezan Hesham, who's more the same then as well. They've got some great options and skillful and great to watch. So hopefully should be some good contrasted styles, and yeah. I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
And on a lighter note, when you go to these places abroad, COVID times permitting, do you go and visit cultural sites or?
Depends where we are. If you get knocked out early, or you've got a bit of time in between tournaments. So if you've got 2 tournaments in a row, you've got a bit of time in between, so that's nice. You can go out and do a bit. But yeah, at the moment it's I mean, you're in your room 24 hours a day basically. You leave for the match. Play one match and you're back in your room then, and it's not great. So it's not like a normal time, so you can pop out and do a bit when you're away and you enjoy it a bit more, but it's what's got to be done for the next couple of months hopefully, and hopefully things open up and we can enjoy it a bit more again.
And what's your favourite tournament on the calendar when everything's normal?
Everyone says TOC, don't they, which is a great event, isn't it? I quite like Nantes as well. It's a little bit different, isn't it? There's crowds from the first day and they get a bit of atmosphere. People are drinking and shouting, and I think that's sort of more what squash needs. I think they do it a little bit differently, and even when it wasn't a big tournament, they got a great atmosphere in the glass court, and they put it up in different venues. I think they do it quite nicely. So yeah, they're all Canary Wharf. Those kind of tournaments are the best, I think. Yeah.
Well, all the best for next week,
Thanks,
Joel. Thanks for playing in the match tonight. We look forward to welcoming you as the Pro Squash Challenge series gets to the dizzy heights.
Yeah. That'll be good.
Other world top tenors.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Cheers.
Great effort, Charlie. He was just a little bit too strong all round on the night, but you pushed him to around the 45-minute mark for 3 games. You were leading 7-4 in the second. Did you fancy your chances of winning that game?
Yeah, obviously disappointed in the end not to take a game. That's something I need to work on, but as they say on Squash TV, you know, that's a pattern you see against higher ranked players who have that experience. They play those big points with an extra ounce of intensity, and I think that showed. And you know, I just took my foot off the gas at 7-4, and that's all it takes to find yourself 9-7 down, like I did. And I thought again at 9-0 I had a good chance, and I think I played a decent rally, but you know, it didn't go my way, and that's obviously something I need to work on if I want to climb the rankings. And yeah, disappointed not to take a game or more after that. Who knows what would have happened, but he's obviously a very, very quality player, and yeah, look forward to more encounters against top players.
The margins are so fine, and Joel's obviously a top player, but what's it like? It's hard for the viewer sometimes to realise quite how hard it is when you're the one slightly under the cosh and probably in a little bit more oxygen debt than the better player, if you like, the higher rank player. Explain what that's like to have to try and hang on in those situations.
Yeah, it's incredibly tough because you've got all that other stuff in your head that you're trying to concentrate, think about your tactics, think about the scoreboard. There might also be scoreboard pressure, so you know, if you're up against it in all those aspects and then you can't really breathe, it's quite hard to keep a clear head, but that's something that's just as important as working on your physicality. You know, you have to be able to have that clarity of thought and still be able to play good squash when you're extremely tired if you want to be at the top of the game, which I do. So yeah, that's something I need to work on, and it's obviously extremely tough when someone like Joel can use their speed and athleticism to put you under that physical pressure and make you play more balls in a shorter space of time. And yeah, that's obviously great experience, and the more I can play against players of that quality, hopefully the better I'll be for it.
Yeah, and your variance of pace was very good, but always having to do that against somebody who's dominating the tee, that's quite a difficult thing as well. What areas of your game would you like to, do you feel you need to strengthen up to get to the very top?
Yeah, as we've touched on, probably those big points and how to play them. Probably getting that ball in a bit quicker, and obviously working on that physicality as well. I think I'm quite smooth and quite comfortable if I'm the one controlling, but if I'm up against it, you know, I need to be able to cope with that a bit better, be a bit more robust mentally and physically. Don't think I'm bad, but obviously it's all very small improvements which can make a big difference in the rankings, and the higher you go, you know, the smaller the improvements that have to be made, but it's obviously harder to make them because it's such fine details. But yeah, I just want to become probably more robust physically and mentally, and also a few things technically, but yeah.
Well, it looks like it's going in the right direction. All the best with the rest of your training and everything, and well done today. Big improvements.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.